Hey guys, what's going on? Honest Abe checking in with your weekend sports update. I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. And we got a lot of sports to cover that happened over the weekend, so let's just dive right into it. We're going to start off with the NBA basketball game last night. Everybody's talking about the no look pass that LeBron James had. It was pretty sweet. Of course, the Lakers ended up winning 127 to 113. But, regardless of the score, the most interesting thing that really, I think, came out of the game was I think the reception LeBron got. He's going to be a free agent this year, and all over LA they had placed billboards and signs that said like LA and then Bron. So LeBron basically to LA. They're hyping up. Everybody wants LeBron to go to the Lakers, and so we'll see what happens with that. Of course, we know the big trade that happened a couple years ago with the Heat, him leaving Cleveland and then going back to Cleveland and all the drama that surrounded LeBron. But LeBron James is a beast. I am a huge Michael Jordan fan. I grew up watching MJ. Love the Chicago Bulls. Of course, I'm a big North Carolina fan, so kind of kept track of his career as he progressed and won championships. Loved the Bulls. Loved Phil Jackson, Scottie Pippen. Even when they had Dennis Rodman and all those guys. The Bulls had a great team, and in my opinion, I still think that Michael is the greatest of all time. And you can argue so many different levels of who is the greatest NBA player of all time. And you can pick lots of players, and LeBron is definitely in contention for that. LeBron is amazing, and so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up at the end of the season. So we'll keep you guys posted on that progress as the season winds up. But let's dive right into hockey. Of course, you guys know I'm a huge hockey fan. I love the Sharks, love the Predators. So let's check out what happened over the weekend for them. The Preds actually lost 3-2 to the Devils on Saturday. They're still in first place. They're still well ahead of everybody. And, they're going to make a deep run into the playoffs this year. So definitely looking forward to seeing how the Preds finish. And my Sharks, they lost as well on Saturday to the Capitals. And they play the Red Wings tonight. And I think the Predators play the Jets tomorrow. But, hockey's gearing up here. Finish out the season, head into the NHL playoffs. And in my opinion, I still think the NHL is probably the greatest major league sport that we have in the United States and Canada. By far, I think the game is very physical. It's very fast. And if you're not a hockey fan, you need to be a hockey fan. And if you live in Tennessee, you need to be rooting on those Nashville Predators because, my goodness, they are incredible. And they are going to go far. So be rooting for those Nashville Predators. And if you want to, you can jump on board with those San Jose Sharks as well. And hopefully they'll meet up in the playoffs this year. But I told you guys earlier on my weekly outlook that we check in with the golf. And I got to catch a little bit of the golf over the weekend. I am by no means a good golfer, but I do enjoy the game of golf. I enjoy just watching it here and there, if nothing else is really on. And so I kind of caught a little bit of golf after the SEC championship, and just wanted to catch up with see how Tiger was doing. Of course, Tiger led, going into the weekend, and he played very well. I thought Tiger looked great. And he had they put this stat up. He hasn't won a championship in like crazy. Man, it was like 1,600 something days. Like he hasn't won a tournament or whatnot. And I still think he is definitely one of the greatest golfers ever, regardless of age. But he is an incredible golfer. But Casey won. He was at -10. Woods actually finished tied for second at -9. But definitely was good to see Tiger doing well. They say, when Tiger does well, golf does well. But there's been a lot of players coming up, through the time where Tiger was kind of off his game or whatnot, that they've really boosted golf. And we'll check back in with some more golf as that season progresses and the PGA Tour kind of kicks off. And we will be bringing you guys some Masters coverage for sure. It's over my birthday weekend every year pretty much. And I enjoy watching the Masters and watching Amen Corner over there and seeing the players get frustrated and some of them make just incredible shots. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing all those highlights from the Masters coming up here in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that coverage as that stuff comes up. NASCAR, Harvick won, and Busch finished second. I wasn't able to watch the race yesterday, just doing other things, stuff like that, watching other sports. There's a lot of sports going on right now, so it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, especially with March Madness, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. But first, I wanted to get to some other UT sports right now. Baseball and softball are underway. The Tennessee men's baseball team, they're doing quite well. They're 11-6 overall right now. They swept Cincinnati over the weekend, and I always enjoy watching Tennessee do well in all sports, no matter what it is. But yeah, those guys are looking pretty good. They're going to get into their game hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be able to catch some games actually on like ESPN and the SEC network and stuff like that as basketball winds down. But those Lady Vols on their softball team, my goodness, they're number 4 right now. They're like 24-1, I believe. They swept Missouri over the weekend. It's always good to see the Lady Vols softball team. I mean, they're pretty much good every single year, and they're going to make deep runs into their tournaments. And of course, I believe they're going to finish number 1 overall in the SEC this year. I don't think you're going to see them slump up or slack up a little bit. They're going to continue strong as the season progresses. But I want to talk a little bit about basketball today in our weekend sports update. Of course, a lot of basketball happened over the weekend, and it's going to be happening over the next 2 weeks. As we head into the NCAA tournament. So fill out your brackets. I downloaded my bracket yesterday. I haven't filled it out yet, but once I do, I'm looking at it and I'm studying it, kind of trying to figure out who these sleepers are for this year. Who's going to make a run into the tournament like South Carolina did last year. You always have this one team that just comes out of nowhere, gets hot real quick, and you know what? It's gonna be a great tournament. But we'll start off with the SEC championship game yesterday. Kentucky versus Tennessee. Of course, this was the 3rd time they had met this year, and they do have the potential of meeting again in the NCAA tournament since they are both in the South region. We'll get to more of that later. But you know what? The Vols, they struggled the first 10 minutes of the game. They just could not hit a shot. I gave this a little bit of a recap yesterday, but it was a great game. Schofield was amazing. And I'm not going to put too much blame on the guy, but he came out after the game and said basically the defeat was his fault and everything. But you know what? That guy played his heart out. He played lights out for Tennessee, and he gave his all for Tennessee yesterday in that game. And Kentucky, Knox had 18 points, and Gilgeous Alexander, he had 28. Man, that guy's good, and he's going to be a draft pick for sure in the NBA draft coming up here over the summer. But my goodness, what a game, back and forth there. Tennessee was down by 17 around the 10-minute mark, and then Schofield got hot, scored 13 straight points. And going into halftime, Tennessee was only down by 5, coming back from that 17-point deficit. Ended up taking a lead in the second half, went on an 11-3 run, took a lead. Schofield got hurt. He went out with about 10 minutes left in the second half and didn't come back in until about 4:20 left. And, if he would have been in the game, who knows what would have happened? Tennessee might have beat Kentucky for the third time this season. Well, we're not going to dive into the what ifs, so to speak. But congratulations to Kentucky. Congratulations to Tennessee. Schofield finished with 22. Grant Williams finished with 15, I believe. And, man, it was a great game. ACC tournament, North Carolina, they just did not have enough to beat Virginia. And I tell you what, if you don't have Virginia possibly going to the Elite Eight, if not the Final Four, your bracket is going to be busted. Because Virginia is hot right now, and man, they look good. So Virginia won the ACC, and then of course Michigan won the Big Ten. They're going to play Montana in the first round. They beat Purdue yesterday, and then we got some playing games coming in. Oh, by the way, I did the Michigan because I got a lot of friends that are up in Detroit, and covered that one just for them. So hopefully you guys caught that and enjoyed that game yesterday. But the playing games, we got tomorrow. We got LIU Brooklyn versus Radford, and Saint Bonaventure versus UCLA, and then Texas Southern plays North Carolina Central on Wednesday, and Syracuse plays Arizona State. And those are the first four. And we'll bring you guys a quick update maybe about that tomorrow as we head into the NCAA tournament. I'm going to try to keep this video under 15 minutes for you guys today. But just looking ahead to the brackets, and I'm going to bring you guys some more of this probably tomorrow. But you know what? Tennessee, a lot of people have Tennessee hitting the Elite Eight. They kind of drew a favorable draw, even though their region is extremely stacked and hard. You got Kentucky in there. Of course, they got Virginia in there. But Tennessee's going to be playing Wright State on Thursday. Definitely looking forward to that. Kentucky's going to be playing Davidson, and Virginia's going to be playing UMBC. So definitely a tough bracket, but a lot of people, Dickie V, Lenardi, they have Tennessee going to the Elite Eight, which is crazy. For a team that was picked to finish second to last in the SEC, making a big run, they have what it takes. I am positive of that. Tennessee has what it takes to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. For me, I love basketball, and I enjoy watching March Madness every single year. And one team that I've always enjoyed watching is Gonzaga. Gonzaga is the number 4 seed, and you know what? They look good right now. I tell you what, they do. And I think they could definitely make a run in this tournament, even possibly get an Elite Eight spot. So be watching for Gonzaga. On the SEC side, I think Missouri, they have, I think, maybe the easiest. If they can get past Florida State, they might have one of the easier roads, and they might make a run here. And so I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna study this a little bit, but I might have Missouri going to the Sweet 16 for the SEC. I think that might be one of your sleepers for this year. And of course we have, Davidson's playing Kentucky, and Davidson is always one of those questionable teams that, if Kentucky, I mentioned this yesterday, if Kentucky doesn't play their game, they could be in trouble for sure. And Butler, Butler's playing Arkansas, and I think Butler could definitely pull the upset, so to speak, over Arkansas. But Arkansas is tough, so we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. A lot of March Madness, a lot of stuff coming up. I'm gonna be bringing you guys March Madness NCAA tournament videos pretty much every night for the next couple days, probably for the next 2 weeks, really, as we head into these games. But the first round games are coming up this week. We got games tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. We're gonna be all in on the NCAA tournament here on the Honest Abe channel. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always feel free to leave a comment. And this is Honest Abe signing off for your weekend update. We'll catch you guys later.